that's breaking all the rules. Started out from BA and now we on the move. From local to global, cause we got something to prove. We came from the bottom, now we at the tippy top to hold it down for our people, cause we all we got. It's a cold, cold world, but we keeping it hot. With our future on the line, ain't no time to stop. All work over here, still we having fun. Yeah, we say it like it is, ain't no holding our tongue. Go get us on the team, yeah, we getting it done. And shout out to Travell, yo, you number one. It started with a dream that turned into a vision. To educate new generations is our mission. Ears to the streets, yeah, we steady politicking. If it ain't about to change, mind your business.
Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top six like we all up on the gram with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top six like we all up on the gram with it.
Yo, what up? This your boy Super K from Super Sound Lounge, rocking with your favorite podcast, Wait Again a Minute, listed on all platforms, iTunes, Google Play, Tidal, Spotify. Y'all already know the vibe. Tune in.
Welcome to another episode of Wait Again a Minute podcast. Today is Monday, June the 27th, 2022. Our episode tonight has been brought to you by Blase Boutique, 325 High Street, Portsmouth, VA 23704. And of course, if you can't make it into the store, I want y'all to crash their website, www.blahzayatl.com. I'm going to go ahead, Capo and Santana, and apologize in advance because my co-host is sick. So
No
she's not here tonight. But, of course, the job has still had to get done, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So how was your weekend?
It was good. Any day above ground was good, so it was a blessing.
I know that's right. So please introduce yourself to our viewers and listeners of Wait Again Minute podcast.
I go by Capo Santana, but a lot of my fans globally, they know me as G Unit Capo.
Okay, so where are you from, G Unit Capo?
I'm originally from Virginia, born in Norfolk, raised in Chesapeake.
Oh, you from Norfolk?
Yeah, I was born in Norfolk.
Where in Norfolk?
No, just DePaul Hospital.
Oh, just DePaul.
Yeah, I ain't never reside there. As soon as my mom had me, she took me to Harbor North, and that's where I was staying.
Okay, gotcha. So, again, I want to thank you for accepting our invitation to join us tonight. I'm gonna have to put you on blast because we unapologetic and unfiltered, y'all.
Already.
He was late, and y'all know we do not play with their lateness.
I apologize.
He's a celebrity. He's a big deal, so we got to give him, a little bit of time.
I appreciate y'all bearing with me though.
Definitely.
I had to get here though. I was coming.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so tell us a little bit about you. Like, how or why did you start, rapping? Like, what year was it?
I actually started when I was a kid, like elementary days. My pops, he passed away 2020.
Okay.
And he started me and my brother rapping like early in the 90s.
Okay.
So I've been rapping my whole life.
Okay, so why rapping though? What made you? I know you say your father had you and your brother in it, but what made you guys? What made rapping it for you?
I believe when I heard Tupac,
and
then I actually had a chance to my pops was always in the music anyway. He was in the music business, like he used to promote music or whatever. So
okay.
He took me and my brother to Teddy Riley's studio, Master Sounds in Virginia Beach.
Okay.
And once I just got in that studio atmosphere, he let me put the headphones on. I fell in love with it.
Oh wow! Okay.
Like head over heels, though. I'm talking about.
So okay, like growing up, who was one of the people that you actually go to? Like who you used to listen to all the time, or that actually inspired you to become a artist?
Definitely Tupac and Jay-Z. And I like Big Pun too. I like Big Pun.
Oh yeah, I do too. You know what, though? I'm gonna be honest. I'm really just getting into him now that he's gone, and it's sad to say, but because listening to Fat Joe, right?
Yeah.
And Remy Ma is like the ultimate for me, right?
Okay.
So listening to her made me really go like research him and see how he was like actually a dope lyricist to me.
Yeah, he one of the best. Big Pun, he went down in history.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so so what's in the works for you now? Like I know you said you've been doing it since you were younger, and so how long have you actually been doing? Like how many years have you been doing it?
Professionally, I've been, I had two major. This is my second major deal right here.
Okay.
Like I actually got the name G Unit Capo when I was signed with 50 Cent and Maserati Fox. I had a 3-album deal in 2010.
Okay, stay right there. Stay right there. Okay, so what happened in 2010 with the deal with G Unit?
I was actually signed to G Unit Dumb Out, so I was through 50 Cent artist Maserati Fox.
Okay.
And they signed me to a 3-album exclusive deal with G Unit Dumb Out, G Unit Records, Dumb Out Entertainment. But my deal was actually distributed through Universal Records.
Okay, but didn't he die?
Yeah, he got
He
killed.
got killed. Okay.
So that's how
Okay.
I had to switch over. Like once he got killed, because I was
Mhm.
signed through him, I had to basically it put a big damper on my career for a second because my boss died. Because I won't sign directly through 50. I was signed through his artist.
Okay, so you were like under their umbrella.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So what happened when he died? So it just kind of like they didn't decide not to pick you up, or what happened?
Well, at the time, that's when 50 Cent and like the main core G Unit, Young Buck, the Game,
Mm-hmm.
Tony Hill, they was clashing.
Right.
So that was like doing the Mozzie got killed. Maybe like 4 months later, 50 Cent went on Hot 97 and said he wasn't messing with Lloyd Banks, Tony Ayo. Him and Game had already started beefing, and Game had started the G Unit campaign. So it was just like everything was hectic. But it's crazy because once that happened and Maserati Fox died, I got so much love from other major artists in the industry outside of G Unit. They all embraced me.
Okay, so did you ever have a conversation with G Unit and say, hey, like, look, now Maserati Fox had me on, like, I mean, like, are y'all gonna honor this or what?
Like, I'm gonna be honest, 50 Cent is like the hardest person to get on the phone.
Okay.
And I was signed to G Unit for 4 years and I've met 50 Cent twice.
Well, I can see that.
Yeah.
Because you're like a subsidiary under him. So yeah, I can get that, but still, like, somebody got to honor this deal. Somebody got to pay me or something.
Like his fam, I'm gonna be honest though, his family showed me a lot of love. Shy Gilly, that's Maserati Fox's brother, and his kids and his baby mom, they actually gave me the rights to the G Unit Dumb Out brand. So maybe after 2 years after he passed away, I ended up signing a new management deal with a manager in Jamaica named DJ Bilo. And we started the Coalition DJs, the Dumb Out DJs. And that actually took off for us.
Okay. So now give me a little bit of history on that, because you got to catch me up with that. When you said the dummy, like, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, the G Unit Dumb Out DJs, that's like all my mixtapes.
Okay.
If you go on livemixtapes.com on the major artist side, I probably got like 9 mixtapes up there, hosted by OG Hood Rich, the legend from Atlanta.
Okay.
And all of those mixtapes came from my management and from the brand G Unit Dumb Out. See that by them letting me keep the brand name, it automatically let me get on the major artist side to live mixtapes, so I could continue to promote my music on that platform. And I just kept it moving, and it just
went on from there.
Yeah, the fan base started growing and growing.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your fan base. Like, give me a little bit of history on that. Like, far as from I think I heard you say 93 is like when you started, whatever. Mind you, 93 was when I first went in the 9th grade, so I'm a little old.
Okay.
But tell me a little bit like how your fan base has grown from. Can you see the transition from then to now?
Oh, it's a big transition. I remember when I first, right before I signed with 50 and Maserati Fox in 2010, I probably had only 5,000 followers.
Okay.
And now it's at like 70, almost 71,000 followers. And having the organic core following is important to me because you get to see the followers, the comments, the likes, even people reaching out trying to book you for things and of that nature. So I just took mine as it came. I just kept grinding, kept my head high. I tell all artists too, it ain't the size of the show. It's just if the content touch the people that's in front of you. So if you got a show and there's only 10 people out there, you still got to go out there like it's 50,000 people.
That's right. That's right. And that's the same, I definitely believe that, because anytime we cut these lights on, regardless if it's one person out there or not, we still have conversation as if it's 100.
All right.
100,000. So I definitely feel you on that. Like, okay, so you've been doing it since 93. So that means that you've been consistent, right?
Of course.
How important is consistency?
It's everything. Because when you lack motivation, consistency is going to be a reminder. Because if you do something every day, that means you love it, you're passionate about it, you dedicate it. So consistency always going to be that reminder to motivate you and keep going.
Yeah, definitely. Like, now, what would you say to someone who's just started in artistry or whatever, and it seems like they're doing everything that they can, but it seems like something just isn't clicking, something just isn't working. Like, what would you say to that person?
I would tell them to, if they haven't already, to research their craft. You know, because
Mhm.
sometimes a lot of artists, they follow their favorite rapper that they see on YouTube or Instagram or they hear on the radio,
Mm-hmm.
and they never get a chance to be themselves on a record. So they pretending to be somebody they not. And then when that person don't put out music, or that person going through personal stuff, either in jail or whatever the case may be,
Right.
they lose focus. And when that major artist lose focus, a lot of the independent artists lose focus because they don't got nobody to draw to for the information or the content. Because a lot of artists make music for what they hear on the radio. And I tell a lot of artists, man, you
Oh
gotta,
yeah, that's whack.
sometimes you gotta isolate yourself from the radio and from your favorite rapper and just be
Mhm.
yourself. You know what I mean?
Right. So you know what? I definitely get it. When you're saying about be yourself, that's the most important thing you can do. I know, like sometimes people may not get it right,
Mhm.
but eventually they will. And then I feel like if you constantly trying to be like everybody else, like what? So basically, what I'm trying to ask you is, what sets you aside of everybody else?
Um, I think the first thing is my character. I mean, I stand on integrity real hard. I pray hard. Um, I am a Muslim,
Okay.
and I wear that real. I wear that proud. You feel me? Because God is everything. I've been through so much, and I feel like I wouldn't even be here, blessed to talk to you right now if it weren't for God. So
Absolutely.
I do a lot of praying. You know, I think my faith in God made me believe in myself the way I do.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Now, let me ask you this. Now, listening to your music, right? What is your music doing for the culture? Like, you know, when you listen to it, what impact is it going to have on the culture?
I feel like my music is like it's therapeutic for the culture. I don't want to be arrogant or boastful and say I'm
Hmm.
gonna change the culture. You know, because there's so many rappers that came before me that was greats and legends, and we still got a long way to go.
Right.
But I feel like the content that I'm putting out is gonna definitely be a major part of the change in hip hop, and just for everybody that love hip hop and love the authenticity in
Hmm.
music, they're gonna really tap into what I'm doing because I got a lot of substance in my music. Like it ain't nothing that you hear on the radio.
Okay, gotcha. Now, I know the title of your new album is Concrete Rose, right?
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that. What is that? First of all, where did you get it? What made you come up with that title?
Um, it actually took 4 years to get the title because at first I was just gonna go
Four
all
years?
4 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I've been, you know, I manifest everything before it happens. So I always got my notebooks and I take down notes and I write these little blueprints down. I always said my first album was gonna be All Eyes on Capo, like Tupac, All Eyes on Me.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Tupac really inspired me a lot, and Nipsey Hussle too. So when
You know what? You look like Nipsey. I know people have told you this before, but you look like him though.
I just did a podcast early on Powered by Virginia Radio.
Mm-hmm.
And my big homie, he called me the Nipsey of the East Coast. And I actually signed with Nipsey label with All Money In before I did my deal with Big U. I signed with Nipsey
Okay.
artist J Stone.
Okay.
And we actually broadcasted on our new single, Have It Your Way. That's on my debut album.
Mhm.
But me and him had a little situation. So right now I'm just with Big U and
Okay.
Empire. You know what I mean? But that's still my brother. It's just we got certain things we gotta figure out on the business side before we
Right.
finish out with the contract.
Okay. So Concrete Rose. So tell me a little bit about some of the songs that you got it because I didn't have a chance to actually read it. I mean,
Um,
not read it, listen to it.
Concrete Rose, I got my hit single Sunshine. That's like one of my favorite songs. I got a video for it. I think the video on my Instagram actually. I got Sunshine. I got Project Genocide featuring a legend from Detroit, Trick Trick.
Mm-hmm.
I got a song called Scammers featuring Paul Wall from Texas.
Okay, so tell me what is that about?
Scammers is just about all this new generation. A lot of these not just artists but young men of our culture. They
Mm-hmm.
doing a lot of scamming and taking away from a lot of hard
Absolutely.
working people. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to separate scamming from actual hustling so people don't get it mistaken because I feel like there's too many young kids out here scamming. So I just wanted to, put a divider in between hustling and scamming so these young kids will know that scamming ain't the way.
Definitely, right? Especially like now, you get knocked in the head,
Man, it's crazy.
and it's so crazy because it seems like everybody is trying to do something, or and I want to say it's probably social media making it even worse
Mm-hmm.
because you're looking at social media and everybody's like, it seems like everybody's doing good. Nobody, is without anything,
Yeah.
and it's making people that's tuned in, like they like intrigued by it,
Mm-hmm.
and they having people living like a fake life.
See, I think that's why my music, Concrete Rose, I'm giving you raw, in depth situations on my life, not just the ups.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of pain in my music. Like if you look in my eyes deep enough, you can see I bear a lot of things. You know what I mean? I've been through a lot, but God got me through it. So it's just, I mean, I test my testimony is in my music.
Right. So that is a true saying when everybody be like, most of the rappers, if you want to know anything about them, most of them put it in their music.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Gates, he one of my favorite too, and he say he get real intimate on the track, and I like how he say that because that's how it is. I mean, when
Mm-hmm.
you expressing your emotions and raw feelings, it's almost like you talking to a person. It ain't
Right.
gonna judge you at all, and that's why I think music's so therapeutic, not just for the artist but for the listeners too. Because sometimes us as the artists, we saying out loud what these people want to say to their bosses, to their brothers,
Yeah.
their husbands,
Mm-hmm.
girlfriends, everything. So we actually like the mouthpiece for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So now I read that, well, I listened to you. Also, you said that you just signed a new deal. So
Mm-hmm.
tell us a little bit about that deal, who's that deal with, and a little bit of what it entails. Not too much because we don't want nobody
Yeah.
hounding you.
Okay. I just signed a new day-to-day management and touring management deal with one of the biggest touring managements in the game from Las Vegas, Nevada. Gorgeous, gorgeous music.
Okay.
So they actually partner with Big U to help elevate my career all the way to the top. It's like I'm truly blessed. Like to have two powerhouses like that come together to make sure my debut album, my documentary is a success.
Mhm.
I'm humbled. I mean,
Okay, I heard you keep mentioning Big U, right? I looked them up a little bit, but I want you to enlighten our viewers and listeners who actually Big U is, because I think people really sleeping or slept on who he
Big
really
U.
is.
Yeah, see. Some people I know a lot of people in the streets, they know my manager Big U is the biggest crip in the world. I mean,
Mhm.
you Google like he's the executive producer of the one of the number one documentaries on Hulu called Hip Hop Uncovered.
Oh, right, right,
He
right,
got
right.
Wiz
Okay.
Khalifa, everybody, Dr. Dre, everybody on it. That's my manager documentary, and we actually working on season 2 for that for Hulu. But
Okay.
Big U is the man behind Nipsey Hussle whole career, who got Nipsey his deal and invested in him and
Mhm.
made Nipsey like almost a household name. So it's like it's a blessing in disguise for me because Nipsey was actually my friend. Like when I come up, we actually did a show at the Nova
Okay.
together. It was Nipsey, J Rock, Kendrick Lamar, Pusha T in the game.
Oh,
And
y'all had a lot going on there.
yeah, right here in Norfolk too.
Oof, I would have been.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Y'all
and
had
it's
a lot
crazy
going on
because
there.
Nipsey, me or Nipsey, we won't who we are at this present
Okay.
day. We was just on the up and coming. So neither one of us was getting paid to be at that venue.
But wasn't it was exposure for y'all though,
Yeah, it
right?
was. See, that's what I be telling artists. Sometimes it
Yeah.
ain't about the money; it's about the opportunity. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And because a lot of people don't want to put their time in. You know, they want to just be big like overnight. And a
Mhm.
lot of people look at people as yourself and they think that it isn't a pass.
Yeah,
Some people went through a lot
a whole lot.
to get to where they are. So can you enlighten us a little bit on some of the things that you actually went through um in your
Yeah,
in your life, in your career?
like before I signed any major deal with any like major record company, I was signed to my cousin D'Angelo Hall, the cornerback for the Washington Redskins. He retired now, but
Okay, yeah, I heard that name before.
he's from around here. We both from
Okay.
Chesapeake, Deep Creek. But I signed with my cousin, and like he changed my life. He got drafted to the Falcons in '04. He was a lottery pick, the 8th pick in the draft.
Okay.
And the day after the draft, he came and got me from my mom's house in Mill Creek and moved me to Atlanta. And I lived in Atlanta with him his first 5 years in the NFL. And he signed me to a lifetime management production deal in 2005 to do music under
Okay,
his
so that
company.
okay, big time on your arm.
Big
Okay.
Time 21. That was the name of
Okay.
his company, LLC. So me and my cousin, we was like, you couldn't break us apart since childhood all the way up until his 5th year in the league, and then we end up having a falling out, like
Mm,
like almost kind of like a Dame Dash Jay-Z falling out, like we kind of went separate ways, but
okay.
it wasn't a Dame Dash and Jay-Z problem. It was just two egos. You know what I
Egos
mean?
couldn't get.
You know what I mean? Because I felt like I was Will Smith on the movie when he was the caddy. You know what I mean? Like I played, I did though. I kind of played the background so long. There was like other major artists like Cameron from Dipset and Shorty Low from D4L. They offered me four. I mean, they wanted to take me out my contract and sign me to a deal. And Waka Flocka Mama Deborah Anthony. So shout out to Deborah
Oh
Anthony
yeah.
too. Undead.
Yeah,
She
I'm
wanted to
dead.
sign
Yeah.
me early on. She tried to sign me right before I signed with G Unit too. But Maserati Fox had locked me into an exclusive deal. So she was like, she can't do nothing. And she had Nicki Minaj, OJ the Juice Man, and Gucci at the time. So it's just
She
like
had a powerhouse, so that would have been perfect.
perfect.
It would. Well, you know what though? Looking back at it in hindsight, it may not though, because if you got like those three and they kind of like just pop,
Hmm.
you may not have, you might have been overlooked.
But I think I needed like my music, like this debut album
Mhm.
is a lot of what I've been through recently too though. Like a lot of people talk about they past like when like
Right.
10, 15 years ago, but I record so much music. A lot of my music is current too. So you can see the like you see you can see the
See the
growth.
growth, right?
Yeah. So this project is like it's ready. It's screaming to come out.
So, what is one of your favorite? I know all of your songs are favorite up there, but what is one of your favorite songs that you like? You know what? This it right here. I can listen to this every day, all day.
It's one of them is definitely Sunshine, and I think the other one is what is it? Change Me.
So, what has changed me about?
Change Me is me telling my whole struggle that I went through from a teenager till right now with the music industry.
Okay.
Like a real from me walking in the rain to me, you know what I mean,
Walking in the rain. I mean, what you walking in the rain for?
to the studio.
To the studio. Oh, so you had no other way. You was like, it don't
Yeah.
matter. I'm getting there. I'm going to
Yeah.
the studio
Nah, I
tonight.
did it more than once though. More like me and my big homie, my big homie POP, RP to POP, he died this year in his sleep.
Oh, wow.
That's my
I'm
big
sorry to hear
homie.
that.
Yeah, RP to him. But me and him, and then my producer Zeke, hit the old studios in Camelot and the other studios on Military Highway. It wasn't that far of a
Wasn't that
walk.
far, but it still was a
It was
walk.
long enough though,
Yeah.
especially in the summertime. You know what I mean? And we didn't got caught in the rain a couple times, but you know what I mean. Sometimes them long walks be a reality check. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, being that you've been in music for so long, like, what is it or why is it that it keeps drawing you to keep coming back? Like, some people have been like, you know what, forget it. Like, I've been doing it 10, 15 years. It ain't popping. It seems like, every time I get here, it's a dead end.
A roadblock.
Yeah. So what makes you keep going?
Cause I don't really feel like God put me here just to be a successful, like far as statistically music artist, like a Grammy or anything of that nature. I feel like he put me here to heal people through my music. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's my mission. And I know every day I heal people. I get a couple fans every day, like real fans who like lock in and draw in with me. And they really ask me questions. And like I respond. Like if you listen to one of my songs, I say I respond to all of my fans' comments so they know we the same. Like
Yeah,
you
cause
can't
when
go.
yeah, cause when I DM you, yeah, you DM me right back. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Even if it's late though, even
Yeah.
if you did it 2 days and I missed it, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't did it a whole month later. Like if I miss somebody comment, cause I try to get everyone, but it's every blue moon I miss like 3 or 4. I still
Right.
go
Yeah,
back
you
and
hear me. Yeah.
yeah, but I feel like when I do that, and it's not the reason why I do it, but when I do it,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like they just love me so much more. They end up sending me 2, 3, 4 of their family members to listen to me. You
Right.
dig what I'm saying? Because they feel like I'm the man behind the music is the same person you getting in person. So
That's good though, because it lets people know that, you are relatable.
mhm.
Right. So but at some point you gotta kinda like, you know what, um, kind of cut it because it's
Mhm.
like some people gonna think that like y'all homeboys.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
they will get in your DM though and
yeah.
start. See, I'm glad Instagram. I don't know if it's just mine, but I can't do the Instagram calling on my phone.
Okay.
So before they used to just call you through the
I know
Instagram
you lying.
FaceTime. Yeah. So and I just be Xing and sometimes you answer it by accident
Right.
and then you see
Who
a
See,
screenshot.
that's what I'm saying. Who does that?
Yeah, it's crazy. But see, that's like one of my things. I wanted to be like Nip said. I wanted to be relatable to the
Mhm.
fans. I wanted to be somebody they could reach out and touch. So even at some of my shows where my manager or my label will say, don't go in the crowd and
Right.
walk around, sometimes I still go in the crowd and walk around. I mean, I just want to let them know I'm here. I'm just like y'all. I mean, even if I get money, like, cause I've been around money my whole life, cause
Okay.
everybody around me successful. You know what I mean? So money ain't the reason why I do things.
Great point right there. What is success to you, to Capo Santana?
Taking care of my responsibilities as a man, like making sure my kids is good, healthy, and on the right path, and making sure my mom good, my girlfriend, her kids, you know what I mean, just the people that's close to me. And then I just want to make sure that the message I'm sending out to the people that is my fans, I'm giving them something that can inspire them or help them get through their day, make their day a little bit brighter.
Yeah, I definitely feel you. So how many kids do you have?
I have five.
Got a 5 piece.
Five.
So let me that's not bad though.
Yeah.
That's not bad because some people, especially like in the industry, they be having like, man, they be
Yeah, Shorty
having,
Low had 10.
I know you lying.
Nah, they was actually right before RP to Shorty Low, right before he passed. Cause I'm actually his son is about to be on this We Outside. His son rapping Shorty Low Jr. And
Okay.
he gonna be on like a couple of the tour dates, opening up for the tour that I'm gonna be on. But Shorty Low
Wow.
had 10 kids.
Wow. Okay. So being that you have 5 kids, right? And you are, matter of fact, where are you located? Are you located in Virginia or where are you located?
I'm located in Virginia right now.
Okay. So are your kids here too?
I have 2 that's here and then 3 out of town.
Okay. So how is that for you, like far as being a father?
Man, it's tough. Cause I got 5 kids, but I got 4
Baby
different
mom. Okay.
baby moms. So I don't get the luxury like to have my kids in the household with me every day. You feel what I'm saying? So it's tough. Like mentally, it's tough. Now, as far as financially, they taken care of.
Right.
You know what I mean? And all my kids beautiful, smart, and loving. Like they don't treat me no less of a dad because I ain't there as much as I want to be. Because I know I need to be there way more.
Yeah.
But sometimes when it's out your physical capability, you just gotta keep fighting and just keep going. I mean, it's gonna get better.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and if you doing, kids know, a lot of times, you know, certain parents may put things in kids' heads or whatever, but kids know. And
Yeah.
they smart and they easy to, to catch
Mhm.
on and see what's going on. So, tell us a little bit about I know you said something about touring.
Yeah. I'm gearing up for my already famous promo tour. Well, like the mid July, I'm gonna do 11 cities with
Okay.
Big Q, and then my new management, Gorgeous Music, they have the We Outside tour that's already taking place. They was just in Charlotte, North Carolina last night,
Okay.
and I think they're on the way to Memphis today. But my contract is just going like it. Literally, I just signed like a day ago with this new management company. So as soon as my paper,
What?
yeah, so it's fresh, fresh.
So the ink hasn't even dried on that yet.
Nah, it's in that bag over there. I gotta go take
Oh
it to the
my
post office when I
gracious.
leave here.
Oh wow. I
I
would have
ain't
been
even
to that
made it
thing.
yet.
Like I thought I read
I,
and saw
I
them.
they about to be mad at me because I told them I sent it already. So you know what I mean?
Well, don't. Well,
Nah,
tell
they
them don't
good. Nah, it's
don't
gonna
watch this
be.
interview.
It's gonna get there.
Yeah.
Nah, but
So yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So being that you've been in several contracts, right? How important is it to make sure that you have the people and team around you that can look a little further than you can? Because like sometimes like Steve Harvey said when he first got his deal, he just signed it. And he was just on TV.
Yeah.
He didn't really make no money.
Nah, my man, I can't lie. My manager, Big U, he the best.
Okay.
Like he actually had his lawyer, and then he had his brother Doe, who was the manager for the whole label. And then Doe lawyer looked over it. Then I sent it to my big homie Ty Gracie. Shout out to Ty Gracie. That's Allen Iverson best friend.
Okay.
And him and his wife Hannah looked over it. So it was
So you
it was
so you
ready.
you feel
It was a
comfortable with
beautiful
that?
situation for me.
Well, well, you know what? It's something, but it's a beautiful situation, but you paid your dues. So
Mhm.
it's just, everything is just lining up.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So now you have the new album coming out, right?
Mhm. With the documentary too.
With the documentary. Okay. So first of all, why the documentary is an hour and some change long?
See, the one I sent you is not that's not the official documentary because it hasn't been
Okay.
edited. And it's actually gonna get some footage coming out and it's gonna be replaced with
Okay.
new footage. But I did make it over an hour long because we're trying to get it on Netflix or Hulu through my
Gotcha.
manager Big U. It's actually gonna be on Netflix, to be
Yeah.
honest. It's just it's you got to get it formatted a certain way. Because I ain't a
Mhm.
director, so I don't want to sit here and tell you all the technical terms, but
Mhm.
you got to have it formatted a certain way, and then certain people that you have in the documentary,
Right.
like depending on their celebrity status, you got to get it approved before you start making
Money off of
residual income off of.
Oh, I know that's right.
Yeah, but it's ready though. It's gonna change the thing because I wanted to let I've been attached to so many contracts. It had to be long because my journey, my marathon, been long. So for me to try to put my career up until this point in like a 30-minute documentary, it wouldn't work.
It won't gonna happen.
Like even Big U said, you got to get it all to him, or don't give it to him at all.
Well, that's a good thing, and
Mhm.
I agree. I was messing with you on that or
Nah,
whatever.
I ain't trying to find back. Look, she's like, hold up.
Oh no, I ain't scared of you, man. Because I fight back at you, but
I know everybody. I checked out the podcast. That's why I love y'all, man. Y'all real.
but yeah. So I definitely get it. When you put out something or when you do something, you give it your all, and
Yeah, facts.
or nothing at all.
Mhm.
So I definitely respect that. Respect that. But one of the questions was I know you mentioned it briefly, but the ladies want to know: are you single?
No, I ain't single.
No, he's not single, and she is here, and she is ready. So y'all stay back. She's not playing no game. I'm not even looking at her, y'all. Like I'm not even looking at her. But yeah, okay. So how long you been in a relationship?
Almost a year.
Okay, so this new and fresh.
Yeah.
So that's why she had that stern look, and she's looking like, yeah, I got you, I got you, I got you. So now, being that you are in a relationship or whatever, right? And you're out, and a lot of times when you're in the industry,
Mhm.
you have these, I call them seasonal girls, right? They just
Yeah.
want you for the moment, for what you have or whatever.
Mhm.
How do you balance that? Like not trying to get caught up in that craziness and
Um,
maintain what you got.
you gotta stay true to yourself because
Yeah.
if you one thing about it is my mom and my grandma told me if you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else properly. So if you love yourself enough, you know what your worth is. So you know what
Yeah.
you're gonna deal with and what you ain't gonna deal with.
So he's not putting himself in that situation. So don't try to come at him.
Nah.
Nah, nah. So on this tour, so how long is the tour?
Um, my tour is gonna actually be is 11 cities, so it's gonna go all the way into October.
Okay.
But the We Outside tour, I actually don't know how long I'm gonna be on that tour because it started almost 2 weeks ago.
So hold on.
They started without me because I
That's all I'm
wanted.
gonna say. Like, what the world
But
you
see,
been
they
doing?
they didn't see. They just me and this management company, like we actually just got together not even 4 days ago.
Okay, this is a new management
So
company.
it's all
Okay.
new. So they've been on the tour way before, but I've been hearing about it. So it's big because they got Zaytoven, Gucci
Oh.
Man producer, the legend. He on the
Mhm.
tour with him. He a part of that camp too. So it's just like it's a whole bunch of iconic people that I look up to,
Right.
and they all treating me with they salute the gorgeous music.
Yeah. So how did you get up with gorgeous music?
They was following me on Instagram for almost 2 years now.
So they would sit back just watching,
Man,
seeing where you were
Ti
going.
reached Tip the king.
Okay.
Ti reached out to me too. Like Ti interested in working with me too, like bringing me a part of Hustle Gang. He wanted
Man,
to sit down with Big
you
U.
better go on the hustle game. I would slap right on
That's
over
one of my
there.
legends. I put him in a song like it's like I'd say I manifest my reality through a lot of my music, and
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
shouted him out in like 2 of my songs that's on the album. You know what I mean? But me and Tip gonna sit down with Big U soon in LA. Like, but Tip, he even just the advice that I got from him so far is priceless. So
Right, yeah.
I'm full.
I do like Tip though. A lot of people don't. A lot of people think he's arrogant. I
Mhm.
just think he's like a little guy, but he's powerful, right? He's hella knowledgeable,
Yeah,
right?
facts.
So I'm with you on that. To even just for him to pour into you
Mhm.
had to been like a great experience, something that you probably would never forget.
That's why the way he reached out to me is the same way I feel like that I reach out to certain artists that I see
Right.
on the internet. They may have only 1,000 followers, but the music is hard. And I
Yeah.
know they don't need me to sign them. They just need me to reach out and just comment on
Yeah.
comment on
Give
a
him the
couple posts.
exposure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And sometimes when I hit that DM, like they be like, bro, you the realest. I'm gonna tell everybody about you. And that's
Right.
how I get a lot of my features sometimes just by being a real one. You feel what I'm saying?
You know what though? A lot of people look at social media and they be like, "Oh, if they got a blue check, or if they have 100 or 5 million followers." But I'm learning that doesn't equal to the money, right?
Nah, no way.
So it's like, oh, okay, whatever.
That's why it's best to do people right
Yeah.
and value every fan that you got. Like it ain't the amount of fans you got, it's about just if they spending their money, you got to give them good product.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and that's like being a good friend. Like if your friend comes to you for advice, you want to give them the same advice you would want if you was in their shoes.
Yeah.
And I'm honest with my fans though.
You are?
Yeah, like they asked for certain type of songs and I give it to them. They was like, "Damn, you hit it on the knot." Like I told you, I got you. Just give me some time, bear with me.
Yeah.
And I'm real picky. Like after I had a bad management deal a few years back,
Okay.
well, my manager took all my music off of the internet.
What?
That's why I only got 6 songs on the internet right now. But it's a blessing too because I got so much music. Like I got over 300 original songs. I don't think it's too many artists that I'm not saying quality wise, but I'm saying it's song wise. I don't think it's too many artists that got that many original songs like I do in the amount of time that I did it.
Took you. See, you know what? People be doing some of the most grimiest stuff,
Oh yeah,
but you can't stop what you didn't create. Like you can't tear down what you didn't build.
it's Allah's will. I'm God got me.
Absolutely.
Like DJ Khaled say.
Yeah. So now you around like all of the big names, right?
Mm.
Do you think that a lot of times people with the big names really don't have, like you said, the content or the actual good, stuff versus somebody who isn't, like I call them mainstream.
Mainstream.
Right.
I think money is money in politics too.
Okay.
Sometimes like it's almost like who you know.
Yeah.
Cause there's a lot of man. Yeah, I done been to open mics. I done headlined a lot of different festivals, and I see like local artists perform, and I done seen local artists that sound better than some artists that make millions of dollars out here.
That's true. That's true.
So I mean, that's another reason why the Concrete Rose, my album, is like letting you know I got a book too.
Okay.
I got a book there.
Come on now. Come on, book. So what is the book about?
I ain't want to give you see because
No, I
I
want
got
you-
so
no, I
much
want you to-
going.
I
Like that's
want
why
you to
the
give it all to
documentary
me.
got to come out because I got a lot going on. Allah
Okay.
blessed me with a lot, so I'm gonna finish this before he called me up there. I just want to make sure I can finish this marathon. But the book there is called the Hip Hop Handbook, and it's for independent artists. I basically gave them everything I done learned in this music industry since '93.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
And most people, they gonna charge you and they gonna finesse you and they gonna get you out
Yeah.
all kinds of money just to get like 2 pages out of that book. And it's like I think it's 87 pages long, the handbook.
That ain't bad. Is it a work handbook though?
And no, it's like a with the dots,
Oh,
like an actual
okay.
handbook. So it's not like a book.
Okay.
It's more like you can say I'm gonna do chapter 1 this week, and I'm gonna
Okay.
master that. Then I'm gonna go to chapter 2. It's like a
Okay.
whole breakdown, but it's you gotta crawl before you walk. I ain't want to just give them just one little thing so they can think you can just. There's no shortcuts in music.
Mm.
So my book is the GPS, but all of them long routes. You gotta suit up for a long ride. So
Hold on. So why you want to get the people the long ride? Like, why you can just give some people, a
because the
little quick
shortcut ain't gonna
version?
work. Because I
Ain't gonna
tried
work.
I tried every shortcut it is. I promise you I did, and it ain't work.
Yeah.
Only shortcut it is lets you know somebody. Like I say, who you know. Like you got a millionaire cousin or
You know
I
what?
mean
It's definitely about who, and I think that is with everything now.
sports, everything.
It's about who you know,
Mhm,
because a lot of times the talent isn't that good
mhm.
or whatever, but they know somebody that got them up there.
Yeah,
So I'm like, dang, if you're gonna do a shortcut, if somebody gonna look out for you, you at least gotta be able to maintain and hold your own.
mhm.
You know.
Facts.
So if I was to get in your car, who would you be listening to?
Nipsey or Mozzie.
Now I get Nipsey. Who was Mozzie?
Mozzie from California. I think he's from Oakland, California.
Okay.
And he another big artist. He actually under the same distribution imprint empire in California, Gazi. But he just signed with Yo Gotti.
Okay, I know Yo Gotti. Okay.
And they just did the song for the NBA championship. Yo Gotti, Mozzie, Moneybag Yo, and 42 Doug. So he a real big artist though, Mozzie. And he just, I'm gonna say, like me, him, and Nip, we both kind of it took us years to reach a certain level. So I'm just happy to see him winning. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So let's get back to Concrete Rose a little bit. So
Okay.
tell me a little bit, like, how did you come up with that name? I don't think you told me that.
Yeah, it's just it took a little minute. I wanted my first album to tell a story like on what inspired me, and it was Tupac. And
Okay.
Tupac was very poetic. He was a
Yeah.
poet, and he always talked about roses.
Mhm.
And he even said something about a concrete rose in one of his poems, but he didn't call himself the concrete rose. But certain poem, I actually stole the book when I was in high school from the library by Norfolk State. Yeah, they
you
sent
did?
my mama a bill to the house for the
What?
book.
From Norfolk Public. You know
Yeah,
what?
I stole because it had all his real poems.
Okay.
It was like, they print it, want the actual book. It
Mhm.
was like a copy of a duplicate of it, but it had all his poems in it. And one of his poems was about the concrete roads, and I was just like, my grandma had died. I wrote a poem, and I ended up rapping it on my voicemail. And my cousin Adrian told me I need to make it a song. So then I got on my phone and made it a little song on the phone on the voicemail. Cause I ain't have no studio equipment. I was just rapping on the phone voicemail. And that concrete rose, it just stuck with me. So I just felt like if I could put Tupac and myself together, what would it be? And that's the concrete rose. It's giving you the raw side and the the me now. Like,
Right.
mhm,
So, if you were to look back at yourself, right,
mhm.
is there anything that you would change from your journey that you went through?
I would have spent a little more time with my pops because he started my career. Like, if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be doing music. My pops, so I would have spent way more time with him.
So, is he one of the reasons that you like, this gotta work? Like,
It's gonna work.
it's gonna work.
It's
Yeah.
gonna work. He the reason why it's gonna work. You know what I mean?
Mm. So, I know we met you at the 420ish festival, right?
Uh-huh.
So, when you did that festival, like, had you done a festival prior to then?
Yeah, I actually headlined the biggest festival in the country, South by Southwest in Austin, Texas.
Okay, I heard that.
Yeah, I did that with Jada Kiss and his artist Nino Man at the Soho Lounge in Austin, Texas. And it was epic. And I headlined the A3C Music Conference in Atlanta too. And then Pharrell's first Something in the Water Festival,
Mhm.
he had me backstage with him and on stage with him and Jay-Z and Usher and all the other celebrities. And then he let me walk across the thing and get my flyer and my posters to all the fans, and they screamed for me. That's the footage I got on Instagram.
Right. See, and that's all you need sometimes. When
And that's all I
certain
needed.
people put that little stamp on it or give you a little nudge out there. That's all you need, and it's like it grows like wildfire. Like I'm gonna be honest. Like if Oprah was to call, she said, "Hey, wait again a minute." She said, "Wait again a minute." I need you to say that again because I need to
She gonna
record that.
call though. She gonna
Oh,
call.
oh yes, she
We're
is.
gonna speak it to existence.
Absolutely. I'm gonna manifest that thing with the
Right
help of the
now.
Lord.
All praises.
Definitely. So when you're headlining these festivals, right? I know festivals are different from concerts. Which
Yeah.
one do you prefer? Or
I
does
love
it
all
matter?
of them. I ain't even gonna lie. I
You
love
love
all
all
of them.
music.
I really love performing outside anyway. It's just something about being outside with it, just that many people locked into you, listening to you.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
the blessing, even without getting money off of it, just having that many people and they really tuned in with you and they enjoying themselves. I think that's like one of the best feelings in the world for real.
I can imagine though, because what I only been to one festival that was there, right?
Yeah.
But just sit back, just looking at how those people interact versus at a concert, it just seemed like it's just like all in. Everybody just networking, talking, and just having a good time,
Yeah.
vibing out. Versus at a concert, you like depends on where you sitting there, you can't hardly see, and
Mhm.
But there at a festival, it's like, okay, you up front. If you're not, I'm still there. I'm still good.
I feel like festivals more for the community and
Yeah.
then the concerts is more for the fans. Like
Mm.
if that rapper do a lot of gangster music, you can probably have a more like wilder crowd in the audience. If it's like a Erica Badu concert, you're gonna have like a more laid back audience. So, you know what I mean? It's just the different genres of music and the concerts. And then festivals, they try to bring all genres together
Right.
to
Yeah.
network, like you said, and it's just like a peaceful event for real.
Right. How important is networking though? Like for you, even though you are a artist, right? Um, do you still feel as though that it's important to network?
It's always important to network because you never know what's behind that next door. And like sometimes you could be good for the moment and that situation could change, and it sometimes your situation can change and it ain't your fault. It's just the reality of the team you on. It could be the label could fold, or the person you signed to could, some God forbid, something could happen to them.
Right.
That's why I tell artists they really need to read my handbook and learn how to own their publishing and own their masters, because I got a lot of major deals, but I still own my publishing and my masters.
That's good. That's good.
I own them.
That's some good stuff.
So
That's some good
if I
stuff.
sell
A lot of people
100,000,
don't
if my album, my debut album sell 100,000, I make a couple million rather than making 120, 130,000. You feel me?
because you own it all.
And I create all of my own content. I write all of my own music. All of my beats on my album
So
is
you don't have
created.
a ghostwriter.
No, never. No way.
I'm
It
just
wouldn't even.
messing with you. Yeah.
Before I get a ghostwriter, I would stop because that's taken away from the art. Now, no, it's not knocking nobody who got ghostwriters
Right.
because I understand music is an entertainment thing too.
Mhm.
So it's different levels to making music. Like I'm old school with it. I like the old school people like Marvin Gaye, and
Mm.
me and her was just listening to the Marvin Gaye CD the other day,
Oh,
and
for real.
it do
Rocking.
something different to you.
It does. You know what though? And I gotta piggyback off that because you know what you are definitely right because when you look at listen to them old songs like back in the day, it takes me back to of course when I was younger,
Hmm.
right? And my grandma and all them was older, whatever.
Mm.
But it just seemed like things were just so simple then.
Yeah,
And you know, you be grooving to the music, but now it's like you don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know.
they killing it. It is it's a lot in the music now,
Yeah.
but that's why I feel like with time and change, it's gonna gravitate back to where it was. Because everything got a starting point and a foundation, and if you lose the sense of where anything started at, then you lose yourself.
Mm.
So that's why I think some of these young artists they go through so much turmoil once they get their money and fame. They either getting locked up or they getting killed. So many young artists getting killed because they not prepared. They don't even know what they talking about. You know what I
You know
mean?
what? And I think that is something, especially like far as like you know, I don't know if you're into management or whatever, something like that, or maybe something you want to get into.
Of course.
But I think that that's something to help equip your people with that's under you because if you don't come from money and you don't, you know, yeah, used to a certain type of texture or something,
Hmm.
you don't know how to handle it when you get it.
Already.
So and then it's like it goes through your hands so quick. It's like okay, you know, I got it today, and then next month, you know, God forbid, I done start getting high, or you know,
Yeah.
just start blowing my money on crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So I think in order to better equip our people, we have to educate them.
Facts.
So you know, I think with that book, with the workbook, it will help them also.
Already, I'm gonna definitely have a copy for y'all too.
Yeah, definitely. And make sure you sign the John Hancock.
Oh no,
Don't
I
don't just
got
give
you.
us no book and you ain't even signed it or
Nah,
nothing.
I'm gonna come. I want to come back here for the book tour because my new management
Okay.
they want to do a small book tour for me too because they feel like the book can help. I mean, build a momentum up for the album and the documentary. So
Right.
we at the drawing boards now trying to put everything together.
Okay. So when is the album and the documentary like actually coming out?
We actually did my single is Neiman Marcus with Yaya Flawless. That's actually like in the database in the system, like being processed right now.
Okay.
And then the label got to promote it for 2 weeks, and then that's gonna be out. But my album and documentary come out December.
Okay.
That's the official release date, December. Like Big, you said we're gonna either one of the Tuesdays in December. My album coming out. I'm trying to get the Tuesday closest to Christmas, so it can
Okay.
be like a
Christmas
whole
or
thing. Yeah,
okay. A bit like a big deal.
yeah.
So tell Big you that Gam said hey.
Oh, of course, of course. I'm gonna tag. Whenever you make a post, I'm gonna tag him, and I know
Okay.
he gonna reshare for you.
Okay, okay, yeah. But yeah, so now so what else is going on with you? Like what else is in the works?
Um, the album, the documentary, the already famous promo tour, and then I'm gonna be on the other tour, the We Outside tour, and then just getting my other projects ready, and then I have my own label too. I'm the CEO of my own independent label, 3133 Entertainment.
Okay,
So
tell us a little bit. See, you got
yeah,
all this stuff up
that's
your
why I don't
sleeve. You
sleep. I
ain't
don't
even
sleep.
saying nothing.
I don't sleep. Like I got a lot going on. I got a lot of people depending on me too. So I be working hard.
Well, I guess you don't have physically. You don't have time to sleep.
Nah,
Like
like
you said.
Kevin Gates say that slogan he started off with early on. I don't get tired.
Mhm.
Like I'm like that. And if you look on, if I don't get tired was a word in the dictionary to be a picture of me and him in there because I don't
Oh
sleep neither.
wow.
You know what I mean, I drink
Yeah.
a lot of coffee and smoke a lot of weed, but I pray more than anything though, and
Yeah.
God just he keep me. Like sometimes I be
Absolutely.
feeling like crashing out. I be tired. I be going through it personally and everything, but
Mhm.
when I know how many people really love me, and I get on their Instagram sometime, and these fans get in my DM, and they just like, man, we love you. We with you.
Right. Yeah.
You got to finish what Nip started. Like when people tell me like that, and they ain't really heard the music that I really want them to hear, they talking about songs that I don't really listen to no more. You know what I mean? Because my old manager took so much music off the internet. So I just feel like the blossom of this Concrete Rose, this album, when they get this new music, it's gonna be beautiful. I just want to be able to sit back on some vacation island and smoke me some weed and just watch how the world draw to the album.
Yeah.
Because it ain't gotta go platinum or nothing for me to feel like I'm successful. Like if I get honestly 10,000 fans to buy that album and it really affect them and change their life, I'm happy. You
That's
know
what
what I
it's
mean?
about. Yeah.
Because I can go right back to the drawing board and do 10 other albums, and one of them will go platinum. One of them gonna get that Grammy. So that ain't why I'm doing it. I just want to touch the people and get that response back, because that's the shit to keep me going.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, how does that make you feel? Like when a fan or somebody DM you and they say, you know what, like I'm rocking with that. You know, I like that, or
It's the
that helped
best.
me through such and such.
It's the best, man. I sometimes, like, when I am up late and I get a late DM, because you got fans. I got a lot of fans on the West Coast, and we like 3 hours behind them.
Okay.
So sometimes I get a late night DM, and they was like, "Man, I was depressed as hell, and your single depression, man, that shit got me through a lot." Or doing bad. I did doing bad at every festival I've been to. I did it at 420th too. But that doing bad song, I kind of let the world know in my relationship. See, when I say my pops died, it's my stepfather.
Okay. So
I want to
he raised
clarify
you.
that. Yeah, my real father's still alive. He almost just passed away too. He fighting a heart disease right now, but he won't in my
Oh.
life.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then for me to lose my pops, they raised me, and then 7 months later, my biological pops gets sick, and he done so much dirt, and he done his kids and family so wrong. Like when he was on his deathbed, they had to call me and my sister, because his ex-wife Cynthia, she didn't even want to go up there. She didn't want to have no
Wow.
dealings. So they actually put it in my hands if I wanted to pull the plug or just keep him up there.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I talked to my family and everything, and I said, man, one thing about it, my pops, he ain't had a, I know everybody go through something. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
That's
you got to
true.
be a grown man to understand, like, how hard this world can be on certain individuals who ain't strong. You know what I mean? So I knew my pops wasn't as strong as the next man. So instead of me like straight bashing him, I just like, man, we gotta keep pushing. I'm gonna fight with you. So I like, don't do nothing. Just try to do whatever you can to make sure he get out this coma, because it was a medical induced coma.
Oh wow.
But his
Okay.
heart was weak though. His heart was real weak, and he had two bad heart attacks back to back, and it was looking like it was about to take a turn for the worse. And it's crazy because you'll see the people that he be around,
Mm-hmm.
they was ready to, you know what I
Pull the
mean,
plug.
man, they
Yeah.
would pull it so fast, man, and wouldn't even
When it,
wouldn't shed a tear. You know what I mean? But then
well.
I sat there with my dad though, my biological pops. And then after he got better, because he ended up coming out of, God's,
Mhm.
sometimes he saved the people that need the most work. Sometimes they say the good die young. He take the people that when they mission, when somebody been on this earth and they helped so many people and done so much good, God, like, you gotta come home now. You didn't touch too many
You
lives.
didn't
That's
dare
why the
enough.
good die
Yeah.
young. But for the ones he might see a little bit in them, he like, man, I'm gonna keep trying with this fool. You know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah.
that's my daddy. But I feel like me and my dad got some of the same qualities, not far as parenting, but you always get some of your parents
Yeah.
by
Absolutely. Yeah.
genetics. And I kind of look like them too a little bit. So it made it that much better because I want them around when I was young. And I got two
Okay.
boys now. So it's just like I give my sons love, even if it's from 100 miles away. Like both of my sons love me to death. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
text me, they call me, even if it ain't the actual physical time with them. Our bond is so thick, man. It's promising. Like my screensaver on my phone, I'm gonna show you. This is my son, my baby boy, my firstborn child. This been my screensaver since his graduation. He's
Oh
17.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, he at the University of Tampa now on a full academic
That's great.
scholarship. You
That's
know what I
good.
mean? So I live what I speak. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Like I done been to jail. My brother just got out of a 9-year sentence in the feds, and he home on an
Mm.
ankle monitor. And my brother showed me how to rap. So my brother part of my label. He one of my artists too,
Okay.
and he doing personal training. So I just got a lot going on, and a lot of
Yeah.
people depending on me.
Yeah. So, I know you got a lot of people depending on you, a lot of people that's around you. But how important is to have that village that actually supports you? Because I know listening to you, you stated that you went through some things, with the managers and different people or whatever. So, how important is it for you to have some concrete people around you that can keep you uplifted and
My
pushing?
mama,
Okay.
I'm a mama's boy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my mama tattooed on my neck and her birthday. Her name Constance. But I'm a real mama's boy. I love my mama to death.
I can't see that. Well, I'm not gonna. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna say that. But you just because you're so macho. You
yeah.
have a small frame, but you can tell like you a real macho
I got a big
alpha
heart.
type
Like I
guy.
got a
Yeah.
big heart. Far as I ain't scared of nothing but God. But I got a big heart too. Is if I rock, which I give you my last, I give you the shirt off my back. We're gonna struggle together before I be up and you be down. I ain't never been that type of person. Like I actually show it. I feel like for real, I be doing people way better I treat people way better than they treat me.
That's a good thing though, because being that you are consistent at that and you're doing, you're operating with your heart,
Yeah.
then that's when your blessings keep constantly flowing. Like no matter how many people try to knock you down, how many contracts fold or whatever, you always rise to the occasion. That's just what it is.
And then I don't know if it was Davies or Nipsey, but they said you got to embrace the journey. You know what I mean? Like that's like some of the best parts. Like even when you hear your song on the radio for the first time, and then you hear your song on the radio like an actual rotation, and just on like a spotlight night or nothing like that. They just keep playing your song. Like you go through different milestones and different accomplishments, and as an artist or producer, and it feel good. You know what I mean? The small steps. So I just tell people, man, be grateful for the small blessings, because 10 small blessings equal a gigantic blessing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Take it all as a step.
Yep.
Some people feel like it got to be something major, but a lot of times for certain people, everything's not going to be major as society sees.
Already.
Everybody has their own, analysis of whatever major is. But I wanted to ask you, being that okay, you have the album coming out December. So after that, like the deal that you just signed, is it like a 3-album deal? Like what's the deal with that?
Well, I can't really talk
Okay.
about this one as far as the terms or anything yet, because they told me to wait until they get the contract.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
they're gonna set up a whole media press release for this
Okay.
promo run. So, but it's definitely it's over 5. I say it's over 5 years.
Okay.
So one thing about me, anything I'm gonna get into is gonna be long term. I ain't really into short term things. Okay. I mean, I'm longevity.
Okay. So Capo Santana, when everything is all said and done, what do you want people to remember about you? What is your legacy that you want to outlive you? Look at that camera right there and tell.
Right here. I just want the world to know that I gave it my all, and that I want people to know that I inspired people, even in my darkest moments when I was depressed and I ain't even believe in myself, but my music, that gift that God gave me, it was still traveling all over the world from where I'm at right now. Like if I hit send on my button, my music can go all over the world. As long as my music inspiring somebody and changing somebody and helping somebody get through their day, their year, their situation, their relationship, parenting, whatever they're going through, if my music steady changing lives, then I feel like I've done my job. So long as people look at me and say, man, he stood for something, he never quit. Even if I don't get to the level of the Jay-Z's and the 50 Cents, I want them to say, man, he got damn so close. Like if he had like one more year, he was there, bro. But look at all the stuff he did, dude. You know what I mean? So I just don't want people to get caught up in my destination and just look at what I've been doing, the work I have done, and how I'm still doing it. And money ain't never changed, because I've been around so much money. And even when I had all that money, my focus was doing things for autism and feeding. I love feeding the homeless. Every sandwich I made in my studio, like I felt good about it. I made my producer take the bread off a whole loaf because he ain't put no mayonnaise on one of the sides. I said, don't nobody want no dry bread, bro. You got to give them something on us. You know what I mean? So I love helping people, man. You know what I mean? Because when you help somebody out your heart, that smile they're going to give you in return. Like I bought a lady at 7-Eleven the other day. I bought her Big Gulp for her. That's all she was getting, this black lady. And she was giving me this look in the line because she thought I was trying to cut her. Right. You know what I mean? But I stayed right there. And then when I go in the store, I'm always buying blunts. So they had already took the blunts out so I could fill them, make sure they won't stale. So that's why I was standing so close to her.
Hold on. So you go to 7-Eleven and you got to fill it to make sure it ain't stale.
They know me in all the stores.
Stale,
every store I go to, they already pulling the blunts out so I can fill them. You know what I mean? Anybody that vouch for that, they'll tell you.
Wow.
But I bought the lady soda and it made her day though. I mean, she probably looked at me with the tattoos everywhere and my pants was probably sagging a little bit, to be honest. So she probably thought I was a whole nother type of individual, so I extended who I was to her.
Right.
That's why you never judge a book by its cover.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Especially this day and time. And if somebody definitely would judge you by your, like your tattoos and stuff on your face, so they'd be like, oh no, he is old thug.
Yeah.
Oh no, he better come in and let me go. She probably was scared. But your heart you know, showed through that. So that's nobody but God too.
Already, all
Or whoever
praises due.
whoever you know your high being
God,
is for you.
God.
Yeah.
I believe in Jesus too. See, that's the thing. I ain't even gonna get too deep into it, the
Yeah.
religious thing, but a lot of people believe that Muslims don't believe in Jesus, and we do. We believe in
Okay.
Jesus, but when you're a Muslim, the two things that separate a Muslim from everybody else is a Muslim accepts Allah as his only God,
Okay.
and then you believe that Muhammad was the messenger of God.
Okay. So you guys don't believe in the three, like God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit.
hmm
Okay. Okay.
But see, even in the Quran and the Torah too, Jesus is all over it. You know what I mean? Jesus did heal people. Jesus was a healer,
Right.
but Jesus wasn't. Is a difference between Jesus and God, and I think in Christianity
They don't separate
they
it.
don't separate it.
And you know what? That can get a little tricky.
Mm-hmm.
So you absolutely correct on that. Because sometimes I be like, hold on now, which one we calling it?
As a kid, my
It can get
grandma
a
used
little
to
tricky.
get on me. And I'm like, I'm gonna pray to Jesus, and she be like, well, you better go in there and tell God something. I'm like, I just thought you should pray to Jesus. She like, they the same person. I said, Grandma,
Yeah.
you said that's Jesus is God's son. And she said, damn it, I tell you, you better lay your ass down. Like my grandma cursed though, but she
Yeah.
was a big Christian though. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Not saying she was a hypocrite, but she was
Right.
just
Yeah.
real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody like to get home and just be themselves
Yeah.
sometimes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then I feel like religions, they put such a barrier on people, like you can't do this, you can't do
True.
that. And I don't believe that.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
you especially you seem like you don't play by the rules no way.
Nah,
Like
I'm a
you
radical Muslim.
yeah
I said that earlier today.
yeah.
Me and my brother was laughing on the podcast. I called my brother on the podcast I did earlier on
I saw it.
Power Virginia. And we was laughing because I told him I'm a radical Muslim. I don't supposed to smoke weed. I don't supposed to do a lot of things that I do, like eating sweets and just it's a lot of things that they
Yeah.
say I can't do what I do. You know what I mean,
I get you.
long as until God tap me in my heart and tell me, look, you gotta stop. Like I know
Yeah, for
certain
that.
things that I do have to stop now. I know when I'm being greedy, but for the most part, I live a righteous life and I do good by people. So I feel like God gonna give me that little leeway that he smoke a little weed. You know what I mean? Just
I get it. I get it. Look,
but
I
I'm trying though. I'm
yeah.
trying.
And well, you know, as long as you keep trying, and you know, that's the only thing you can do is keep trying and
Yeah, facts.
just be a better you today than you were yesterday.
Yeah, but
That's
big
it.
ups to my brother though. He don't, my brother don't. It took him a minute to get to his point too, but you know what I
Right.
mean. He don't do none of that smoking, drinking, and none of that. You know what I mean. So he like a big. That's a good inspiration for me and motivation to get to his level. You know what I mean.
So my last question to you is: when you're not working, when you know your mind is constantly going back and forth on what you need to do to maintain and do for other people,
Mhm.
what do you do to decompress?
Um, I like to sit on the beach. I'm a
Oh
summer
yeah,
baby, so
me
my
too.
birthday Saturday, so I'm
Oh,
a
happy
summer
early
baby.
birthday!
Thank you. So I like to
You a
sit on the
Cancer?
yeah
Oh, go
cancer.
ahead and go. Bye. Go ahead.
Everybody say cancer, we emotional, we crazy. But see, it's crazy because some of my favorite rappers. I don't know if I said 50 Cent earlier, but 50 Cent definitely one of my favorite rappers. And his birthday July 6th or July 5th.
Oh, yeah, he
And
great
then
credit.
Jim Jones.
Oh
His,
yeah, I like Jim Jones.
yeah, that's my big dog. That's my big
Yeah.
bro too. I know Jimmy personally and the whole
Okay.
Dipset. You know what I mean? But Jimmy, his birthday like July 8th, so we all cancers. So
I'm gonna have to let him go now too.
yeah. But I ain't gonna lie, man. You look up like like Muslims, we ain't supposed to believe in the zodiacs neither, but I still read the zodiacs here and there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Right.
Yeah, and even with the zodiacs, like it's a lot of similarities in cancers. Like they say we ambitious. Like we don't quit. We emotional though. We emotional creatures.
And you know what? Leos are too. I'm a Leo.
Yeah, I got kids for
Leos.
Leos.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
matter of fact, I got my son,
Uh-huh.
he a Leo, my pops, my stepdad.
When their birthday?
My son August 3rd.
Okay.
He a big Leo.
Yeah.
And then my dad August 10th.
Okay.
And then my sister August 2nd. She a Leo
Oh
too.
wow. Oh, you got a triple threat going.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot.
And it's more too, but them people don't matter. So
Yeah.
you know what I
Oh,
mean,
okay. Gotcha.
that's
Gotcha.
my kids' parents.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, can you tell the people how they could follow you if they don't already follow you on like all your social media handles?
Everything G Unit Capo. You type in G Unit Capo. You type in G Unit on social media, and then my handle will pop up.
Okay, G Unit Capo.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are there any last words, any last shout outs? Anybody you want to shout out? Maybe
Um,
before we wrap it up,
I just got to shout out my whole management team.
shout them out
Big
then.
U, Doe, D Say, the whole gorgeous music in Las Vegas, Nevada, and just everybody who support me, all my fans, my mom, my brother, my old lady, everybody. Like y'all, I appreciate y'all having me here as a blessing. Like I enjoy myself. I feel like you know what I mean? I can't wait to see it back. You know what I mean? God, it's a good energy. So I definitely appreciate you having me up here.
And I was just about to ask you too.
I'm mad I was late too, because we was close.
I was like, oh.
That's why I tried to text you like we 3 minutes away. I was lying I was like one little white lie because we was really like 5 minutes away. But it came from such a good place. I had to tell you the truth because I pride myself on being honest. So I ain't like that little white lie I told you. But we was like 5 minutes out when I told you 3 minutes. So.
Yeah, I knew.
But we was fighting to get here.
I said, look. You know what? I didn't even respond. I said, you know what? I ain't even gonna entertain it. Like whatever. But you know, I do appreciate you actually taking the time out your day and coming through. I know we had a couple dates set, but I think today was perfect. And again, my co-host could not be here.
I hope she get better too.
Yeah. But then it would have been it's still been a good vibe because she's a vibe too.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back. So that'd be part 2.
Definitely. So before you go, I know you touched a little bit on how your time has been since you been on Way to Get Minute podcast, but can you express to our viewers and listeners your interview tonight? I don't like to say interview because when we up here, we like to have a conversation. Through conversation, we are able to find out, more about the people that we talk to.
I think the interview was powerful because I think we hit a lot of important topics, and then I definitely appreciate what you did too because it helped. You know what I mean, amplify my platform for my album and my documentary. You know what I mean? Because I know your listeners, a lot of people ain't heard of me before.
Right.
So you put my music and my brand in something that I care about. Like I die for this. I die for over. Like I jump back in front of the train, in front of it again. Like I believe in it that much. You know what I mean? So you putting me on your platform, your job, you know what I mean, bringing me into your world, that mean a lot to me. So I humbly appreciate this. I think this interview will be powerful. I think a lot of people gonna take something out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. But I just want to let you know that we appreciate you, like for really, like I said, taking your time out, coming by, and just hollering at us or whatever, and filling us in on what you have going on. But what I took away from tonight is that like you said, you can't judge a book by its cover. So I really got to know you as a man and as a person. Like some people just see, what people do, right? But I really got to know you on a more personal level. Right. Whereas I can really respect and relate to your music now, and and get an understanding of where you've been.
Already.
So
I appreciate that too.
Yeah. Alright. So I definitely am looking. Well, Way to Gammon is looking for to see what's in store for you next. Yeah. I know it's going to be big things, and we're just honored that we're part of your journey.
Oh yeah, we definitely got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we're definitely part of your journey, so we're excited about that. And yeah, so that's about it. So you ain't got nothing else you want to holler at anybody about?
Man, I just appreciate everybody, man. My prayers with everybody for peace, prosperity, and good health, man. And I hope everybody takes something out of this interview and apply it to their dream or their goal, and it help them get a little bit further than where they started at.
Absolutely. So with that being said, we're gonna play our theme song and we're gonna wrap it on up.
Let's go. Yo, listen up, everybody. Have you heard the news? Got a brand new show that's breaking all the rules. Started out from VA and now we on the moon. From local to global, cause we got something to prove. We came from the bottom, now we at the tippy top. To hold it down for our people, cause we all we got. It's a cold, cold world, but we keeping it hot. With our future on the line, ain't no time to stop. All work over here, still we having fun. Yeah, we say it like it is, ain't no holding our tongue. Go get us on the team, yeah, we getting it done. And shout out to Travell, yo, you number one. It started with a dream that turned into a vision. To educate new generations is our mission. Ears to the streets, yeah, we steady politicking. If it ain't about the change, mind your business.
Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it.
Is you on this song, right?
On the gram with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top 6 like we all up on the gram with it.
Good night.